Hi, I'm Matt Hatton, founding partner at Transforma Insights. We are here at the IoT M2M Council booth at CES 2025, and I'm joined by Jose Sanchez, who is the Senior Director, Product Management, IoT Connectivity. It's quite a job title, Jose, at Telit Cinterion. Good to see you here. What a way to kick off 2025, being here at CES. It's always quite a way to kickstart the year, right? Now, I want to talk to you about IoT connectivity. Now we do a lot of market forecasts, and we're seeing this market continuing to accelerate away. About 2 billion cellular connections at the moment, going to about 7 billion, over 7 billion in the next decade. So I want to know from your side, what do you see as being the main drivers for that adoption of IoT connectivity, cellular-based IoT connectivity?
Well, Matt, the main driver to me has always been the same, right? I mean, our customers want to get devices connected, they want to get their assets connected wherever they are, whenever, reliably and in a cost-efficient way. That's the premise, and that's what everybody has been looking for since years, and they will continue to do so, I think. What we are seeing is maybe a shift in the ways how we are achieving this. I mean, the technologies used to achieve this. We're moving from a situation where mobile network operators and IoT MNOs are using different technologies to address the complexity of providing global seamless coverage. We are moving to a situation where technologies such as eSIM, so standardized technologies, are taken over slowly, allowing mobile network operators to provide global seamless coverage using a more standardized, let's say, way, or in a more standardized manner. That will drive investment in terms of platforms. So we will move from a situation where connectivity was based on arrangements and agreements, which will continue to be important and essential, to a situation where there is a combination of technology that needs to be provided by the mobile network operators plus the inter-operator agreements. So it's going to become a little bit more of a platform play than it used to be.
So it's almost like the demand has maybe always been there, but what you've got is a set of enablers that have arisen. And you mentioned SGP.32, very good example of a way to streamline how connectivity is provided effectively. Now that's a very new technology, really only becoming available this year. Do you see it having a significant impact on how, well, clearly you see it as having a significant impact on how connectivity is provided. Can you elaborate on that a little? What does it simplify? How does it make it easier?
Well, it gives more possibilities both to mobile network operators and IoT MNOs, and for customers. Customers see flexibility and being future-proof as two options that this technology gives them, but they might not see what the technology allows the mobile network operators and IoT MNOs to provide, which is offering global coverage in a more seamless way, and also more resilient communications. Right? These are things that might not always be seen by our customers, but we are educating the market in the ways how this technology can also improve our customers' lives. Right?
Yeah, and we see it the same. It absolutely can. That's the positive kind of driver side of things. Security still a challenge in IoT. So, what do you see as being some of the security risks in IoT connectivity?
Well, we come from a situation where MNOs became full MNOs. They owned a core network, which they did before, which came with additional cybersecurity risks, of course, to a situation where I mentioned before there's a new platforms that come into play, like remote SIM provisioning platforms. This definitely increases the attack surface for IoT MNOs and makes the types of attacks that are IoT devices can be subject to different. It might be, not saying worse or best or better, but they're just different. There's just a new breed of potential cybersecurity risks that are there due to the fact that IoT MNOs will have to implement platforms for remote SIM provisioning. Ability to remotely address a SIM card in a much easier way than ever before, and to program that SIM card definitely drives cyber risks. Not only that, we see also the fact that regulations in different countries that mandate companies based on those countries to share data, customer data. That poses another privacy risk for our customers.
And I guess that's those country by country rules become another challenge to overcome, and we've seen regulation become quite a lot more significant as an issue for IoT and IoT connectivity specifically. So you're seeing that as a challenge?
Yeah, I mean, in a way, it's a natural evolution of a technology which was a niche technology 20 years ago, and it's
when nobody cared about it when
Exactly.
it was tiny, and when it becomes a big deal, then suddenly you need to be.
It's a natural evolution. We have to live with it, but it's becoming really complex, and that's true. Our customers see that too, and they need tools to help them navigate the complexity.
And thinking from the customer standpoint, what would be some of the key criteria that they should be considering when they're thinking about how to implement technically and commercially secure?
Yeah.
I don't know whether commercially secure is the right word, but some of the technical and security considerations that they might want to implement, or when making decisions about choosing network operators or connectivity providers.
Yes, I mean, when choosing a connectivity provider, we usually recommend our customers to always use security by design principles from scratch. Security cannot be an afterthought. It needs to be taken into account from day one. So that means that your cellular connectivity provider, and during the selection of your connectivity provider, you also need to apply those principles. That means that you need to select a provider that can not only provide a sound cybersecurity infrastructure, protection, but also to cover this famous triangle of security: CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability, which means devices need to be available. That means that your platform, your network needs to be robust, needs to be always there, and needs to be easy to use. And that's also part of security. And on top of that, of course, look at which country or where your cellular network operator is based. As we have said before, data sharing laws might make it necessary for them to share customer data with the authorities, and that's something our customers typically don't want to happen.
So I think there's some similarities between all of those areas, in as much as you talked about secure by design. You've also got to kind of think about connected by design, compliant by design. All of these things, in a way, were features that maybe in the past were layered on afterwards, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to develop my solution, and then I'll go buy some SIM cards from somebody, or then I'll put some security on it, or I'll work out how to make it compliant. But all three of those, you've kind of got to be looking at that from day one as you're going through the development process. Are people doing that, or is there still a way to go on that?
Well, we're seeing an evolution. I think, I've seen days where, companies were not even considering secure protocols, data at motion security or data at rest security were concepts they didn't really master. Yep. But nowadays, I think most of them, if not all, are aware, and that is a good first step. And I see, many of them taking steps towards that. And I'm sure that that's, if not conscious, also an unconsciously a factor of when chosen when taken into account when deciding about a cellular IoT connectivity provider or any other kind of IoT technology provider, for fact, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it applies across every company. It's not just about connectivity, but it's across the board.
All right.
Jose Sanchez, thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt. Yes.